the end of this program, we'll also thank you. Be with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good afternoon. I would like to greet you for this afternoon activity. It's not going to be an easy one, but we'll try. When they told me that I will be doing with techniques. I'll be doing with AY techniques. So this is a vast topic, right? So vast that to even find where to begin is so hard. But as I was going through this, I found out that we can divide it into two good parts. So it has actually two parts. We can have like theoretical parts and some physical parts out afterwards. But today I thought that we can go through theoretical parts, and then we will find another time for some practical parts, right? Because some practical parts involved drills and all of this. Yeah, it's more into drills. So today's I plan that we can go through theoretical part. So I didn't get enough time to create PowerPoint, so I hope you will bear with me on that. As I was trying to find what I can speak about on this topic, so I come across this picture. Let me show it to you. Let me. Yeah, let's try and see. I'm trying to. Okay, I hope you can see the picture, and I see it's not well visible, but I can explain, because when we go through techniques, we need to know the order of the things first, how things are organized. So if you look at that picture, it starts with Adventist Youth Ministries. Yeah. And if you look Adventist Youth Ministries, it's divided into two parts. There is junior youth and senior youth. There is junior youth and senior youth. So as I was checking here, I saw you have all of them listed there, except only PCM. So junior youth, it's this one which we are acquainted with mostly, where we have adventurers and pathfinders. Adventurers and pathfinders are listed under junior youth. So as you know, these days we used to have Master Guide Club, right? But we no longer have that club. Actually, we have Master Guide as readers for junior youth. So Master Guides are the one who are readers of this part of junior youth, because junior youth involve junior, the young ones, because it involve adventurer and pathfinders. They are juniors. We consider them as juniors. And on the other side, you have senior youth reader and PCM. Compressors, this PCM have 3 levels too. But here in under senior youth, we have ambassadors and young adult. So senior youth reader he is at the same level as the master guide. Both of them, senior youth reader and master guide, are at the same level because both of them are readers in their categories. Senior youth reader is reader under senior youth, and master guide is reader under junior youth. So if we go through this structure, we can see the order of the thing. So after seeing this order of the thing, then we can categorize which part we need to be, because you can be both. You can be master guide and be senior youth reader. You can have both certificate and you can read in both categories. But it's the best to identify yourself with category that you can be best fit, you can fit better, because you can try to fit for junior youth or senior youth, you can fit, but it's better to have one and go with that, because if you are involved in one, you will maximize your capacity. But if you are dividing yourself in two, you see, you will be here, and it will not be well with you. So here you can see that we have junior youth and senior youth. And after we have seen this order, I would like to take us through the first junior youth and see what it's like. Yeah, junior youth, as I was telling you, junior youth has adventurer and pathfinders. I have here some documents. Let me try to use these documents. They will help us to know. So first of all, I was speaking about adventurer. So adventurer, they are these young ones. They are those ones who are, what are the age for adventurers? 4 to 9. So we have 4 to 9 for adventurers. And if we look for adventurer, we used to have 4 classes, right? It used to start from 6 years to 9 years. Now we have added 2 more years, from 4 to 9. So if we look at these young ones, they have 6 classes. And these 6 classes combine what they should run. I would like to know, how many classes do you have here for adventurers? You have 3. So which one that are active? So can we speak a little bit about the classes about adventure? So the first class is Little Lamb, right? So this Little Lamb class comprises with 4 years old, Little Lamb. And the next we have Early Birds. So the Early Birds ones, they are those ones who are 5 years old. After 5 years old, we have Busy Bee. Busy Bee, they are those with, how old are them? 6 years old. So about after Busy Bee, we go for Sunbeam. So this Sunbeam, they are around 7 years old. After Sunbeam, we have Builders. With Builders, these kids, they have 8 years old. After Builders, we can go for Helping Hands. And the Helping Hands, they are 9 years old. So if you check on them, these classes, every class have its difference. So I know these classes are not easy to deal with. Mainly those ones with 4, 5, and 6, they are so hard to deal with because they don't even know how to read. So everything they do is drawings. So with these classes, they have different technical, and their uniforms. So all adventure have the same uniform, but it's kind like complicated because every classes, their signs they put on their uniforms are different. So we need to go through this. I want to show you, first of all, I want to show you about adventure. After all, we'll speak about the need of uniforms, but I want to take you through adventure a bit and their uniform. So I hope you can see that picture. So this is the adventurer logo. This logo, let me bring it here. You see it has 5 main parts. We first see the ministry name of that logo. The next we see this logo, it involves nature in it. Because these kids are mostly nature oriented. They like to be in nature, most of these young ones. And then the next thing in that logo, we see a cross in that logo, and we see that we call it Jesus centered. So actually this is, with this logo we can see that it again have another material, another element. We involve family in adventure because these kids we are dealing with, they are 4, 5. So you can't say to a parent, give me your 4 years old child and they go, right? We need to involve family as well. So that's why in this logo you will see family oriented, Christ centered, and actually you will see nature focused. These kids, they are not, because for example, if you are doing like camp out for the adventure, the parent came with them, they sleep in that tent with the children. So it means that this is so family focused. And we see emblem shape for adventure. So as we look at this club for adventure, it's almost new because it started from 1990. It started from 90. And this crab, which is so new, it's growing. And let's look at its uniform. So we will look at the purpose of uniform and the histories together. Let's start look at the uniform and deal with one and then deal with others. Then afterwards we see why the uniform. Because actually with uniform, you can see the classes. You can see everything under uniform. Because crabs with full uniform, you can see that the crab is working. Because if you see like the kids only having uniform only uniform without any sign on that uniform, it shows that the crab is not working on that thing. And if kids are working hard in their classes, you can see it through their uniform. Only by looking at the uniform, you can say this crab, they are running. And after checking the uniform, you can see this crab, they are having some meetings, but they are not running enough. So as we look at the uniform, we can see that the girls, they put on navy blue printed skirt. This is the uniform for adventure. And the white shirt, this is usually known actually. We used to have sky blue. That sky blue. We used to have that sky blue for adventure, but it has changed. And the adventure scarf used to be orange. You remember that thing of the old age. So nowadays, our scarves, which is somewhere they call neckerchief, our scarves have this color. And this color, we call it burgundy or some color like that. So it's this color of the scarf. We have on the scarf at our back, that's where our logo for adventurer is. With that logo of adventurer, it goes with its scarf holder. This scarf holder, it needs to have the logo inside it too. But I know it's not easy to buy all of this thing at once. Sometimes we don't see this often, these scarf holders mostly. So their shoes should be black and their socks should be white. And for adventurer, their hat should have its sign. Actually, it's most of our adventurer, they only put on hat without any sign, right? But for adventurer, the hat should have sign. And on our adventurer sash, this sash, the ones you are looking at right, this adventurer sash should have logo of adventurer on it, and on that sash should have even name tag, because these kids will mingle, right? And sometimes they mix their sash. But if this sash have its name, it's so easy to recognize it. The child can recognize it. And this sash again need to have hours on it. So if like adventurer has started his classes from Little Ramp, you can't say that this person is in helping hands and he has covered all classes and he doesn't have any award, right? It's so for adventurer we call them awards. Yeah, we don't call them what? Honors. Yeah, we don't call them honors are for pathfinders, because for pathfinders they work hard for these honors. But for adventurers, it's so easy. Do you know how to read? Yes. Can you read here? Yes, I can read. Then we give you award for reading, because you know. For adventurer, this are so easy. So we call them awards. And they even have this belt for adventurer, but yeah, mostly we don't have it. For boys, it's the same, it's likewise. The difference is paint. We use a different pen. They use paint or short. Here in Rwanda we use shorts, right? But pens we can use too. So you can use both. You can use either short or paint. It does work. Yes, it works. And we have, but here for our union, for Rwanda Union, we only use shorts. For Rwanda Union, we only use shorts. But for club, like Bilengo, you can sit down and design and say for Bilengo club, we'll be using paint. It does work that. Because sometimes club have their own uniform too. Because we will look at it. Like you can say for our activity uniform, our club, like Bilengo or like AY, we will have our activity uniform. When children are coming for our activities, they will be putting on t-shirts. And you can design your uniform. You can design your t-shirts depending on how you see your kids. So this is happen. So you can employ your club uniform and you can use it in your activities, in your club activities. But when you are joining other clubs, so you need to abide the laws of the field you are in. Because if you want to use like, if you want to join the other fields activities meeting, you need to abide by the rules. So this uniform can be used locally, that you can organize. You can organize as a club and say, we as club, we can have this, we can use this, and you can make sure to use that. So here, this is, you can, for adventurer, we have master guides, adventurer readers for them. So what do they put on? So they use white shirts and navy blue skirts. Sometimes we call them dark blue, but they are navy blue skirts. And with this, they use their sash. You can see this shirt with sash there. So with that shirt, it's long sleeve shirts. Yeah. So men or ladies, they need to use white shirt. And the adventurer reader, he can have he can use a black tie or a black necktie. This should be black actually for adventurer readers. They can use neck black tie, or they can use a black tie. For ladies, they use necktie. So their beret, as you see, it's a black beret for adventurer readers. They use a black beret. So we usually use different colors, but for adventurer, it's better to use black beret. Yeah, you can because this different beret means different responsibilities. Like red, we say this, the one with red is a captain, right? The one with this, so we have different names with different beret. Like the red ones are captains, but here the black beret for adventurer club. Actually, for the other clubs, we will look at these berets as well. So the shoes should be black, and the sash should be the same color as the paint. The same here. So you see this scarf. Here in Rwanda, we don't use these scarves, but actually, this is the Master Guide Adventurer scarf. This is the scarf that is worldwide. So as I told you, the club can choose. So here in Rwanda, we don't use these scarves, but it's not banned to use. So yeah, this is the one that I use. This one I use. So I was saying that it's not banned, but it's so hard to get it because in the clubs that make these scarves, so it's so hard. It's not so easy to find this scarf. But this is the worldwide scarf that is used for adventurer master guides. So this is Master Guide emblem for adventurer master guide. And we have as well its pin. It's the master guide pins look like that as well for adventurer. And I would like to tell you about their flags. They put on their This pin goes on the left side, right? Left side, that's where you put all the pins for adventurer, the pins for the crosses, they go on your left pocket. On the right, you put actually right pocket usually have names. You put your name of yourself, or name of your, you can put like master guide, the name of master guide written, but when you have pin, it has to go on the left. So you can see here, these are like some crabs vented uniforms. I would like to introduce you to something like vests. The fields can employ some vests, uniforms. These actually are used mostly in activities, and even your club can invest this. This is so easy. You can invest this vest and say that we'll be using some vests in our activities, and you can use them because these mostly are used in outside. Well, we have Adventure World logo, which is different from Adventure Emblem. This is Adventure World logo, the up one, the top one. It is called Adventure World logo. This logo, which is in the group, it's called Adventure World Emblem, and it's so different from Adventure Club Emblem. They are two different, and the way they are used in differently. The way we use them. So again, you can see this. Let me. Yeah, the one on the top, that's one with arc. That one, that's where we put. You usually see our club name, like by Rengo, like Aoka. So it should be in that format of arc. But you have seen difference on our. Let me show you here. You can put your club name, but here you can we put union name. That's logo. Our Rwandan Union, you see, it's in that shape too. So we use that shape for our union to say we can't like. Usually our logos used to have like one ram. You remember? It used to be like ram, and it was in this shape actually, in this shape. But if we are, but our union has changed its logo, and its logo usually today is so different from how it used to be, because if you have seen it, it involved many things that explain our culture to people. People can see our culture. So on our union logo, our union emblem, that emblem of our union, it should show what that country, what culture of that country. If that emblem is not showing the culture of that country, then it's somehow missed the meaning of that. So, as I was saying, you can see these are the insignia of the crosses. We have Rito Lamp, Busy Bee, Builders, Aribirds, Sunbeam, Helping Hands. So, how do we use this? So, we can use this as name tag, or we can use them down here as pins. You see these pins. So we can use both. So as pins or as name tag, but they are supposed to be on the left pocket. And then you see how you put your name tag. It need to have logo, and then you put your name. It should be written in the white. For readers, for master guides, there is one spin which is connected for all. Yeah, usually there are no new spins with 6 crosses yet, but there is this spin for 4 crosses. They can be found. For master guides, chevron, so you use that. For master guide, chevron, that chevron is used for master guide. And they use that chevron on their left shoulder. So we look at this in meantime, we look at where this should be put. So for master guides who have completed the whole classes, so actually, yeah, this is for master guide who has completed the whole classes actually. If you have covered all classes for adventurer, if you have all of these pins, because every class you pass, actually you are given, your club should give you. If you passed Little Ramp, they need to give you this for Little Ramp. If you have passed BZB, they need to give you the document that shows that you have passed, and together with the pin class or name tag for the class. And if you have passed Builder, they need to give you. If you have passed Arbets, if you have passed Sunbeam, if you have passed Helping Hands, they should give you all of the materials for that classes that you have passed. Awards you have covered, and they should give you the class pin that you have passed. You can choose to have class pin, or you can have class name tag. They can give, if you want both, you can have it both of them too. So once you have all of these, once you have covered everything, you are supposed to put on this chevron. And if you have not covered everything, if you have not covered every class, everything, that's where you need to start from star. Actually, star means master guide. A master guide should always put on a star. This is the first rule. This star shows that you are a master guide. So you can have this star without this, because there is a wrong star, and you can walk up to that thing. Whichever you complete, you can put everything. Once you have covered everything, you can buy the chevron full. But if you have not covered everything, you can put one by one. It's allowed to put one by one. The one you have covered, it's not. Yeah.
So you mean like here for master guide on this one?
Yeah.
These are the classes you need to pass as a trainer or just as a
So
as a student?
if you have, there are two things.
Like us,
Yeah.
our age.
Yeah, at our age, we don't need to go and run from the kids, but we can train them. Yes, if you have the, yes, it's so easy. You don't need to go and run. You need to take the charge and train them, because if you have covered as a master guide and you are adult, it's so easy to train these young ones. So the class you train, wait a bit. The class you train, if you have trained this one, if you have covered this class, it's so easy. Your church recognizes that, because it is given in report with your AY director. He give report of those who were training, and the church can allow you to have that. Yes? The director of the crowd, yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's how it goes. So you can choose one of the two. So this is the star for the master guide, for adventurer. So it's not required if you don't have the full. So again we have another terms of some other insignias. We have counselors. So in our club we have counselors, right? This is involved around the staff, because actually for adventurer we need to have a staff for adventurer. So we have counselors in our club, and we have directors. So you can have like Pathfinder director, adventurer director. So when you are a director, you need to use that logo for director. You need to have it to show that you are a director. And actually this one for a director should be given by I think church is the one who should be in charge to give this. Or the church can approve for you to buy it for director one. And we have even associate director, because sometimes director will not be around. So who will be working? Associate director. So if you are associate director, you need to put that so that you can be recognized. For example, when they are saying, where is adventure director for Byrengo, for example, they should be able to recognize you without going through much work. They can see this is director for Byrengo, so come. And then we can have instructor insignia. That is for instructor. So if you are a teacher in a club, you need to have something that shows that you are a teacher, right? You need to have that instructor insignia. So if you are not an instructor, so there's no reason to put it. So there are some other gifts that are given, like good behavior bars. Those are the gifts that are given by the club. Club can give children, can give instructor as well this achievement. Like this one, Bible gem, it can be given to an adventurer who has covered. So I was telling you that we can check by looking at the sleeves. So you see the adventurer emblem logo, it's on the right sleeve. That's why we put that logo. That logo is put on the right sleeve. And on the staff, you can see we put club name, but you can put instructor or director or associate director. You can put. And the next, you see, I hope it's not readable as. And actually, I gave it. Yeah, he shared. Yeah. You see that we have even some spaces that are arranged for that. So on the left, here you see that on the left, that's where you see some people putting, when they don't have, you see, look at the second one in the middle. Look at the second one in the middle. So on that one in the middle, you see we have our union emblem there and our world adventurer logo. You see it? But sometimes your union, if it doesn't have anything, you can put a national flag there. You can put it. And even if you have it here, you can even still put it. Your national flag you can put. So here, this is the staff work, the staff uniform. So you see, you can have the emblem for your country, and then have Adventure World emblem, and then together with that chevron. If you don't have full chevron, you see, you can put a star. On the right pocket, you can put your name. And on the left pocket, that's where you can put, you see, on the left pocket, you can put either pin or your class name. You can put. But the best with pins, you need to put all the pins. You can put all the pins. But with this tag class name, it's so hard to put all of them here. They become much. But if you have pins, it's so easy. You can put, yeah, if you want, you can put all the names, but it's better to use the one of the class you are in. But for the pins, you need to put all of them to show the class that you have covered. Because for adventure, every class you cover, they need to give you that pin. If you have not covered, they will not. So for readers, you see you can use the whole, the combined pin for all of them. And you can use your name on your search again as well. So there are some other thing about epaulettes. Yeah, epaulettes that we use. The epaulettes are so different. So for on epaulettes, about epaulettes, I will talk about it. But all AY who here in Rwanda, I want to emphasize, especially here in Rwanda, but it's even worldwide actually. This all of AY who are not in the leadership position, they should not put anything on epaulettes. You only need to have that epaulettes. On some clubs, they put logo on those epaulettes. They can put like adventurer logo or Pathfinder logo, but nothing else. You only need to, once you are a reader, that's when you can start putting those epaulettes. So I want to emphasize on it. You can see it here. You see that we have those district or area coordinator. District, the one who is in charge of district is the one who can put one. The one who is in charge of conference, he can put 2. The union director can put 3. Division 4, general conference 5. They are the only one who are supposed to put those things on their epaulettes. Others, they don't. So here, braided shoulder cords, we no longer, here in Rwanda, not in Rwanda, in our division, we don't use them. So, yeah, these ones are not required for our division. Yeah, people have them. Our division has put a stop on them, has said we no longer have to use them. But other divisions use, like Western, Eastern, those divisions use them. They are used in those divisions. But our central division doesn't use. They didn't give those reasons. They say they stopped. But people still use them anyway, actually. Yeah. But even if you want to use, you can use them rightly. For example, you see this one, the colors are different. For adventurer, staff and the master guys adventurer, they are supposed to use the one that look like red, but they are not red. The one that look like they are scarves, they should be alike. For club director, his should be this color but mixed with white together. So for district, area club coordinator, all of them, they should put white. And for pastors, it should be black. And for conference or mission director, they should put bro. The one who is in charge of conference or mission, they should have bro. So this is the adventurer flag. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, in Rwandan field we don't use these braided cords. They have stopped. For our division, actually for the whole division. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, this is the order that was given. There is no another one to override it. That was given yet, but the statement said that these ones should be stopped being used. These braided cords. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. So we can look at the flag for adventurer flag. So yeah, it's always hard for to get flag is always hard, right? But you can make yours yourself. You can make a flag for your crab. You can make good. You can make good measurement. You can see that the flags have their own measurement, right? You can see their measurement on everything that we do on those flags. So you can make your own flag and put the emblem for adventure without going to buy it. You can make your own flag on your own, and so easy. And you can make some Gideon flags. These ones are the ones that we give adventurer while they are marching to carry. You give them to them, and then this one are given to captains, because we usually have captains in our club. So we can give them these flags so that they can be used. Then the next, let's check about Pathfinder. Mostly we have covered almost everything. On Pathfinder we'll not go through much. We'll just pass through a little bit. About Pathfinders. So for Pathfinder, this is our club logo for Pathfinder. So as you see, this Pathfinder club has Pathfinder ministry, and it has colors which we can look at. It has red. Actually, red means sacrifice, and it has shield, which means the protection, and it has gold, which means excellency. So it has three sides, and these three sides, actually, it means the Trinity. And on the other side, these three sides again. So our scarves usually have three sides. It means what we teach: spirituality and physical. So spirituality, knowledge, and physical. Those three things. So for adventurer logo, it has three sides as well. But these three sides doesn't mean that. It means Trinity. And it has sword. And sword, we call it the Word of God. This week we are learning about the Word of God. Yeah. So through lesson discussion. So it has sword, and sword means word of God, and the word of God is Bible. And it has bro, and this bro entails to mean royalty. So on Pathfinder uniform, we have two uniforms for Pathfinder, actually.
I have
Huh?
a question. I always wonder, where is this inverted triangle? Where is it? I don't see. I'm saying I have a question on the emblem. I can see everything, but I'm completely confused. I don't see the inverted triangle. Where is it?
So when you look at this inverted triangle, it's this one which is in the middle. You can see, yeah, this one in the middle is the one that is used as inverted triangle. Yeah. On the uniform, for adventurer, we have two uniforms. We have ceremonial uniform and we have field uniform, actually. So you see khaki uniform, you see it, and you see white uniform. For adventurer, both uniforms are allowed. But the white one, we call it ceremonial uniform. This white one, it's ceremonial uniform. And the black one, it's called field uniform. So let's look at these uniforms in some details. So for girls, according to this image, you can see one girl is having white shirt, green skirt, and the other one is having khaki with green skirt as well. And you can see the different in their uniform, in their hats. One is having beret, and the other one is having this hat. So let's look at this uniform in details. So the adventurer scarf is yellow. It's not this color, it's yellow. And in adventurer uniform, I want you to look at this logo that is in the adventurer scarf. You see that in this logo, so you are looking at the document you have. When you look at the logo, we have, I want to emphasize on two things here. We can have adventurer reader and we have adventurer with the same logo. But there are three small difference. If you look here, you can see that this logo background is khaki. You can see it? Yeah, you can see that its background is somehow like khaki. And for reader, this background should be white. This is the difference. So for Pathfinder uniform and the emblem in their scarf should not be white. We see some Pathfinder with white, right? You see them sometimes. So that's wrong. That's wrong scarf, which should not belong to a Pathfinder. It should be belonging to a Pathfinder reader. So for Pathfinder, we can have different scaffolders. And these scaffolders need to have their logo as well. And their shoes are black, and their socks should be white as well. And if they're having belt, their belt should be black, but with their logo, with their Pathfinder logo on it. And this cape should be green with their logo on it. As we saw for adventure, it should be that navy blue but for them it should be green. But their beret should be black. They should have black beret with their Pathfinder logo on it. So Pathfinder Honor sash. This sash should have, actually we usually use so small sash that can't even hold two honors, right? But that sash should be able to hold at least 2 honors on the same line. Because this Pathfinder will have to work for many honors, right? Think if he is having a small honor, a small sash as that, he can't even put more than 20 on it. And the honors on the sash should be here only, not on the back. What do we put on the back on our sash? The company patches, or even some honorary patches that were given by our church for activities we did. So we can do, like, for example, like this seminar, you can even make batch for it and put it on your sash. And when you put it on the sash, it should be on the back, not on the front. But we mix. We put honors on the back, and those sashes we put them on the front. That's what we do. So, but that's how it should be done. So with this, it serves as correcting point of honor patches and all other Pathfinder related emblem the wearer has earned. The emblem you have earned, the things you have earned, all of them, you need to put on that sash. So the adventurer, they can put their gloves, and they should be white. Every gloves that they put on, they should be white. So for boys, their pants as well, they should be green, and the shirts should be white or yellow. Khaki, sorry. And their shoes as well should be black, and their belt should be black as well, and their cap should be green. But all of this should have the emblem of Pathfinder in it. So if you check this scarf, the scarf have word emblem on it, and this is how it should be like. So adventurer scarf or neckties, they should have this emblem, this word emblem. Pathfinder honor sash, as we have seen, it should carry this thing, and it should have the classes you have covered, right? The classes that you have covered so far, you should put them on the sash, but up before ours, because they should be above ours. That's why there is that's why we have this kind of regretting and calculating on when we are putting things on our sash, and so that when we want to put things afterwards, we will not misplace where to put them. For example, you might find someone with honors starting from here, and from top up to here, actually there should be like those classes, class names, or your names, club names, your country flag should be here above before you put the honors. The honors should not be above. And for here as well, we have something else. That we might have readers who are non-master guides. This includes some young adults and adults who are working with Pathfinders. They can as well use this uniform. They can use this uniform, they can use skirt, scarf, and they can use black tie with Pathfinder logo in it. And they can use beret with that, and with Pathfinder logo on it. Pathfinder emblem, and they use black shoes and black belt. So for master guides, they use the master guide scarf. Usually this is the most renowned scarf, right? Because actually here in Rwanda, Adventurer Master Guide is coming. It's soon. It has not been here for a long time, right? So mostly it's known, what's known is Pathfinder uniform. This one. So for a master guide, he can use the adventurer, the Pathfinder shirt, but with the signs of master guide that show that he is master guide. Because you need to put master guide scarf, and with that he can put scarf holder, that scarf holder with master guide emblem on it, and on his sash he need to put master guide emblem on it as well. So for uniform, you can even have the vest for them as well. The vest for Pathfinder or the vest for Master Guide. And on this vest as well, you can put on as you have. Once you have. But these vests are not, you can make them as your club. Here you can say, let's our club have vests. And you can have them. So we have this sign insignia for Adventure World, which is emblem of adventure in the world, in the globe. And we have, and something important, the edge. The edge of this logo should be black. And as we have seen for adventurer. So adventurer, we saw that this one should be white, right? But for adventurer, it should be for Pathfinder, it should be red. And in it, you need to put your club name, like Byrengo Club. On the neck, you need to have a scaffolder, which have that as well, which have your emblem. If you are Pathfinder, you need to have the Pathfinder emblem in it. But we can hear, sometimes we don't have it, right? So we can use some knots for the scarf. And we can have, as you pass, you need to have cross strips, right? Cross strips or cross tag name. And that cross tag name can be put on your uniform. So for adventurer, it's more, because for adventurer we don't actually put this tag name on our sleeves. But for Pathfinders, they put. So we look at it in the meantime. So for Master Guide, you can use cross level pins which combine every pin, but you can use these pins once you have covered, right? So when you have covered like 2 crosses, you can have 2 pins for crosses, but you can earn. We saw how you can earn, right? Because these crosses goes with chevron. Because if you have chevron, you should have cross pins as well, right? Which, if you have full chevron, you should have full cross pins. They go together. And here you can have some cross captains, because in our clubs we have different, right? Different responsibilities. You can have captains, you can have scribes, all of them, they are involved. So you can give some awards to your adventurer depending on what they have passed. but this one are cross ribbons. So Adventure have many, Pathfinder has many things. They have even cross ribbons, and this cross ribbons is given to Pathfinder who have passed cross. So you can see from down, you can see ribbons starting from friends, then companion, then explorer, then rangers, then voyagers, then at the end we have guides. So once you have covered everything, there is another ribbons that are combined together with as one ribbon you can use, but you can have ribbon each class you pass. You can get it's the class ribbons. So for readers, we can have deputy director, we can have director. So you remember for Adventure, all of these were written on white, right? In whites. But here we have this one written in reds. The background is red, it's different from the background of Adventure. Here we have directors, we can have counselor, we can have junior counselor. This junior counselor is different from counselor in the teachers. This junior counselor can be adventurer, because we know for adventurer they have a lot of things than for pathfinders. They have a lot than adventurers, because in pathfinders we have units, and in that units we have captains, and those captains have counselors. In every unit need to have a counselor. So if a counselor can't resolve the problem in that unit, he needs to go to captain of that unit, and that captain should be adventurer as well. And if that captain can't be able to resolve that, they need to go to instructor. If instructor can't, he approach the counselor. If counselor can't, he go for deputy director. So this is the level of leadership in Pathfinder. It starts from down there. They should have their own leadership as Pathfinders. If they can't resolve the problem in their own leadership as Pathfinders, that's when they should be coming to the other ones. But we don't have this leadership in Pathfinder. We don't give them this leadership. And most of our Pathfinder, they are like 40 and something. And you find all of those 40 Pathfinders, when they have problems, they are coming to you, right? They are coming to you with even those insignificant problems. Look, he's beating me. So with those small problems that they can solve in them, they come to them. But here they can have these units. And these units, it doesn't involve like, you say like friends class units. No, you don't go like that. This unit should have the adventure in that cover like almost all classes, because these units doesn't depend on the classes. It depends on the leadership that you want to instill in those young ones. And with this leadership, it can help you as club, because with this leadership as units, you can assign these units with the owners. You can say like, you units, because there are owners that every member in the class, like friends, like explorer, like companion, they are owners that they should run in their classes, right? But there are other owners that are not taught in those classes that they should have for Pathfinders and for adventurers, that they can have. So to have those owners, you need to divide. If you have units, it will be so easy. You can cover those owners in different units, and it will be so easy to cover those owners as well, if you have units. So this is the chevron insignia for Pathfinders. So you see, Pathfinder can have a chevron, but he can have one at a time, depending on the class that he has covered. The class he covered, he can have it, but he cannot have the star, because the star is for master guide insignia. This one is for master guides. But for adventurer, he can have class level chevron sign insignia every time he passes a classes. You can give him. He can buy it and he can have it, or she. So the chevrons are different colors depending on the class color. So you know every class usually have color for pathfinders. Like for Pathfinder and for as well as for adventure, every class has its own different colors. Like if you check here, friends, they have blue, right? And the companion, their color is like orange. And the explorer, green. And so on. So for master guide, you can have the full chevron one as you have covered the full classes. So for Pathfinder, they are right. Need to have this club name and emblem, that logo. But for the staff, you need to have that one with instructor or that thing. For the captain need to have it on their left here. They don't have to have it on their sleeves. So as you look here, it's a mistake. It should be at Pathfinder. Yes?
Thank you. I need to know the responsibilities or the duty of captain. And then other questions. Most of the time I saw the captain was having the tags here. I need to know difference between from here to here.
So actually the captain tag should not be put on the sleeve. It should be always on the pocket. Yeah, it's go on the left. Yeah, on the left. So this captain, actually in our club, I say we have units and units captains. This is first type of captains. We can have in adventure, like, let me go with this. For adventure, I said that we have units in adventure, right? You can group people, you can group those children, those young ones. And in those groups we call them unit. So the leader in that unit is called captain. And that captain, he should have it, the captain emblem that shows that he is captain. But that captain should involve inside the logo for Pathfinder. That is the captain of unit. This is one type of captains. We have another type of captains. Those one who were in charge of drills for the club. They are called captains as well. And they should have that logo as well for the captains. But it should, for the captain, it should have inside. If he's a master guide, it's better to have master guide logo inside. And for Pathfinder, it's better to have Pathfinder logo inside as well for captain. Those are two different captains we have. We can have captains in charge of drills and in charge of the other things. Because captains doesn't deal with drills only. He deals with physical fitness, actually. Captain on that level. We have captains who are in charge of physical fitness of the club. But we have other captains who are in charge of smaller units in Pathfinder. Those ones are called captains as well. So this is the two difference of captains we can have. We have in the club. But all of them put the same logo here. That shows that they are captains. So as you look here, it's a mistake. They written adventurer, but it should be Pathfinder. So if you look here, you can see that the chevron he passed, they give it to him every time, and they keep adding and updating that chevron. And for master guide, he starts from star, and from star he can add chevrons as he attain them too. And for on the pocket, I told you that it should be on the left, but it should be on the right, right? The captain flag should be on the right. And you put on your name, the tag name, you should put on the right pocket. And on the left, you see you can put on the class tag name. You can put on the left, you can put on the name of your class you are in. You can put again the ribbon of class that you have passed. So for example, look at him. Here he has only ribbon for French class. That's what he put on. And again, you see here that he has 3 class pins. It means that he has passed 3 classes. He is in the last one. He has passed 3 classes, has passed helping hands, and he went through companion, and he is in explorer. And you can see that he has another way. So these kids, you need to use them. There are some hours there are some achievements that they need to have. And you need to create these achievements for them. Because these Pathfinders, they enjoy clubs when they are earning things and they are getting things. They don't have problem with money, right? They can pay for their honors, For sure, this is the Pathfinder. They can pay for their honors and they can get it. But if their readers are not providing these honors for them, they lose confidence and they become disheartened. So the more they earn honors and you give honors, the awards they earn and you give them, the things they earning and you give them, the more they get motivated to keep coming and to keep working hard on their own. So the more they work hard, the more they earn and the more knowledge they gain, because these honors are not just there. So like adventurer, these honors, it doesn't mean much for adventurer. We call them awards because they should know this thing and they will give them awards for them. But for Pathfinders, they work hard for these honors, because these honors for Pathfinders, if you have booklets for Pathfinder, you can see that these honors, they requires hard work for them to gain. Like cooking honor, for example, he needs to know how to cook, and he need to prove it, and he need to come in the club and cook and prove that he can cook. So it's not easy thing that he can say, like for Pathfinder, for adventure, he can come and you give something so easy to read, and he can read and get awards. But for Pathfinder, he need to show. You can't say, I know how to drive. You need to show that you have those permits, that you can drive. So many things they earn, they need to be able to attain them. If they earn things and they can't attain those things, they lose motivation and they end up without coming anymore, because they say, it's only uniform. I can put it on the 3rd Sabbath and come and join others in marching. I can march. But if they run and earn those honors, if you can give them honors, and they will get motivated, because they will want to feel their sash. And with those honors, you can give them some certificates of the honors, or if you can't give them certificates for the honors, you can keep those booklets, because sometime in the future he will need proof somewhere. So if he has kept his booklets well, he can be able to prove that he has worked hard for that thing, because those booklets need to be signed by an adventure club and for Pathfinder club director. So for epaulets as well. So here in Rwanda, our epaulets are different in colors depending on the field, right? Ours is red because our field is Kigali, is central Rwanda field, right? Is East Central. East Central field uses red. There are other fields that use yellow, other use greens, other use blue. So ours is red. So for braided cords, they are green. And actually for Pathfinder, it's where it changes. For staff, Pathfinder and Pathfinder, things change. But for other directors, for pastor, for conference, and for union, and for division, this doesn't change. It stays the same. So this is our flag, Pathfinder flag. It should be like that, and should have the good measurement for it. And we can have these Gideon flags that we can use, Gideon flag that we can use for adventure while they are marching. Because if we have these Gideon flags, why do we need them? Actually, it's better, these are the one we need to use in marching where we are moving. Because actually, most flags should be raised, right? And if flags should be raised, these flags, these ones, they should be the one to be raised. But while we are marching, we need to march with this Gideon's flag because they are easy to march with. They are not heavy. And mostly these flags, these ones, are heavy. And kids are struggling to carry them, right? You know, they struggle to carry them. But if they have these ones, these Gideon's ones, they are so easy to carry, and they are not so big. And this logo is not, and this logo inside, it's not so big as the one in this one. So matching with this one is so easier than this one. Yeah. This was for Pathfinder Club. I see it's almost, they told me to end at 4, and I see it's time. And I would like to do some conclusions and speak the why we need uniform, the need of uniform. There are some few reasons why we need uniforms, and then end with that. If we get another time, we can plan for the next time. So let's talk about the uniform. So the official uniform for clubs, we can say for Pathfinder, for Adventurer, for Ambassador and younger adults, this uniform is arranged by General Conference that we can put on this uniform as youth. So the various uniforms of Seventh-day Adventist Youth Ministry make organization real and visible. Because, you know, I remember when I was young, there's a time we spoke to our director at our church. We told him, on that Sabbath, we don't have anything to do. We have never planned anything on that Sabbath. And then he told us, that uniform is doing ministry in its own way. So you need to put it on. Because once you put it on, you are doing ministry. So you need to be in that uniform. So this uniform is supposed to make our club visible. And uniform are there to represent our identity as well. Because when someone saw even the scarf, he say Umujia, even if he's not an Adventist, right? He doesn't know. But when he see that uniform, he will understand that you are an Adventist, even if you didn't say any word. And this is enough for him to keep that in the mind. So we have some basic uniforms, and this basic uniform should include the appropriate insignias and appropriate scarf for the category or class achieved. So the uniform should have these insignias, because if the uniform doesn't have anything, that club, it will be shown that the club is not working. Even if you are working, you should find a way to get those insignias so that the kids can have them. So we can again look at when should uniform be worn. When our uniform should not be worn. So because this uniform is so important for us. So who should put on this uniform and who should not? So if you are not a member for AY, you should not be putting on this uniform. Why should you put it on when you are not a member? Because if you are not a member, it means you don't agree with what they say, right? So it's not good to put it on. So when engaged in soaring, so the other, when we should not be putting on this uniform. So when we are engaged in selling or in our personal profits, we should not put on. So like you are going in the market and you put on, so we should not use this uniform in this period or any time or place when it's wearing discount the organization or cast reflection upon the uniform and lowers its dignity and esteem. Everywhere we can put this uniform and lower its dignity or its esteem, we should not put it on. So here, when should we put this uniform on? When? So the uniform should be worn on the following occasions. This is when. On regular, adventurer, pathfinder, or any AY meetings. On regular AY meeting, we should put on our AY uniform. For example, like crosses. When we are having like our AY crosses. So it's not advised. So actually, it's not advised to put on full uniform, fully. But as a club, you can organize. For example, you can say, when we are meeting for some regular activities, we can put on scarves, for example. Then everyone who is coming in the scarf. And that's uniform, actually. But you can have, again, you can say, we are going to arrange for our club uniform for our regular activities. You can create your own uniform for regular activities. And every kid who is coming for that activities, he needs to put on that uniform. He needs to put that t-shirt. He needs to put that short. He needs to put that shoes. You can arrange, and anyone who is coming to your activities will be in such uniform. You can arrange for yourselves. So for company parades and fairs, you can put on this uniform. When you are having fair, you can use because those pathfinder who will be doing fair, they should be in their uniform, right? To show that they are uniform. They are the one who have created those things that they are showing. They should be in their uniform, and you because you have arranged as church, they should show, but they should be in their uniform or in the way you have arranged as club that they should be in. Public and national celebrations, we should be in our uniform. Any public gathering where pathfinder act as messenger, ushers, or guard of honors, or color guards, they should be put on, they should be in that uniform. When specified by club director, area coordinator, or conference youth official. So they should specify like youth director, he should say, on this Sabbath we have this occasion, so you should all be in the uniform. Special services such as inductions, when you're having inductions, so those inductions happens in our churches, so you should put on a uniform. When you are having investiture, we can put our uniform. When we are having our Pathfinder and Adventurer Day, we can put on our uniform. Like Adventurer Day is coming very soon, in 2 weeks. So we should be ready for it. Conference mission events such as Fair Day, parades, and rallies, we should be putting on our uniform. For example, our churches need the rallies. We usually use rallies to, when we are planning for some campaign, we do some rallies. We go and invite people to our campaign that are going to be held. So our spiritual campaigns that are going to be held. So we need to do rallies. If we are going for rallies, we can put on those uniform. When engaged in service to the community, such as Adra Appeal, special visit to a hospital or old people's home, we can be in our uniform. You can, if, for example, we can arrange as a club, say, our club, we are going for community service, right? Once you are going for community service, you can be in your uniform so that you can be visible. And other activities that are held by club, and where youth director at church said that you need to be in a uniform, so you should be in uniform. So here we can have some theological justification for our youth uniform and dressing. As we know, in Exodus, when God was speaking to Moses about priests, he said, he gave him every details about priests' uniform. So we get idea from there that if we are ranging, if we are having some movement, we need to have some things that shows a difference. Because if you look in Seventh-day Adventists, every movement have its uniform. MIFEM, they have uniform, right? And AY have uniform. Other ministries like family, they don't have uniform, but I think they should. Yeah, I do think that they should have something to show their visibility. Because if you have something that shows that you are there, people will start to say that these people have some secrets. Let's see. But if you are not having something, so it's so hard. So we should have uniform, but we need to be careful, because the uniform of Pathfinder Club or Adventure Club, they provide many positive results, but we should be careful that we don't involve something that resembles military uniform. So some adventurer or some clubs may try to resemble their uniform, to make their uniform resemble military uniforms, right? But we should be careful that we don't go to that length. So we should avoid camouflage combat boots, browsing of pant legs, and other similar military practices. No military insignia is allowed on our uniforms. The Pathfinder or Master Guide scarf should always be worn as part of Class A uniform to distance it from traditional military uniforms. Weapons such as swords. Do you use weapons? Such as swords, machetes, or guns, or even if they are fake ones. So they are not allowed. Please don't use it. So 7 reasons why we wear youth uniforms. First of all, to set us apart as representatives of Jesus. We need to set ourselves apart and invite others to come in. So when we set ourselves apart, we are not distancing ourselves from others. We are setting ourselves apart so that we can invite others inside. So we should know this. The other thing, it reduces bullying. So we know that these kids are different from different backgrounds of families, right? And some are rich and the other ones are poor. So if they are in the same uniform, if their clothes are the same, if they are put on that uniform, all of them will look alike. No one will start to bully others with poverty or other things, because all of them are here in Rwanda they put a hold on it. I don't know about other conferences or other unions because I'm here. I never move.
Yes, I have one question again regarding the. We have just seen we have master guide for adventurer and master guide for pathfinder, right? So I'm wondering now for us this course here, what are we at the end of the course? Are we which one are we following? Are we doing the course for the pathfinder or for the adventurer? I'm sorry to ask the question. I'm not regular in the in the classes, so.
Okay, so it depends on the courses you want to take, but we have two different actual kinds of master guides. We have adventurer master guide and pathfinder master guides. So the one which you want to pursue, it's up on you. You can choose, say I want to pursue for adventurer master guides and I want to be there as instructor. But while you are there, once you have covered everything in adventurer, you can even level up and go for pathfinder, because people are always running, right? We are always running and increasing our knowledge. So if you have interacted with, actually, it's advisable. For example, if this year you were a teacher of little rams, right? Next year, why should you keep teaching little rams? You need to level up and go for other classes as well. You can go for BZB. You can go for helping hands. You need to have and gain that experience with those kids, because those kids are different age. They have different characters, right? So you need to interact with them to learn more from them as they learn from you too as well. So it's after doing this course was aiming at technical things. So we needed to cover a lot from both clubs. So what you are going to pursue, you can choose from here onwards. You can choose to be adventurer master guide or pathfinder master guides. And here, I don't know where you are aiming at. If you are aiming at pathfinder, because it depends on the aim you have as club.
So this one, they say the in clarification in general, AY is born for for the pathfinders. So which means if you are a master guide, you are supposed to be a leader of all of the startup is for specific pathfinder leaders. Are you together? Yeah. If you done the exams and you pass, you are supposed to be a reader of Pathfinder, because this AY it's born for, it's for the explorer, it's for Pathfinder. It is started by Pathfinders. So, but specializations, if you are need to specialize, especially for adventurer, we are focus mostly like 1 year for teaching adventurer. The pastor and the church director, they approve that this master guide, it's the wording to becomes a leader of adventurers. Or you go to the camp, you do exams, and then for specialization adventurers, which means all master guide is a Pathfinder reader, but all Pathfinder readers, not adventurer readers.
Thank you. Any other question? So we are good. So I thank God for this, and thank you for this opportunity you gave me to discuss with you on this. They are wrote in technical AY. There are a lot of things there, because I didn't even cover half, and it took me 2 hours. So there is a lot here. So we can go rito by rito, because there is another side. As you look here, as I showed you, there is another side. Today we looked at junior youth only. You need another side for senior youth. Maybe you will want to be a senior youth leader, right? You will not be involved in junior youth. You will not desire for junior youth. You will want to be for senior youth. So you can choose which side you can go for. And there is a road there to run to. Because like senior youth leader, we don't have even that curriculum here, much here in Rwanda. I remember the last time they said we are translating the program in Kinyarwanda, but I don't know if it's here. So these programs are here for us to run and to improve our status. But you can choose. Choose to be senior youth leader, and in senior youth you can choose to be in charge of adventurer, or you can choose to be in charge of pathfinder. You can choose depending on your ability to cope with. What you can cope with, that's where you can go. And everywhere you can serve well. If there is no more question, I can give floor back to the one who gave it to me.
Let us thank our brother mediator for his great work. I want us to thank him in a special way. Michael, help us to welcome our teacher for this great work. Yeah, with a calabanco in some kind of applause, just like AY, we have to welcome him in a special way to show him that we are thankful for his session. Wow, this is all for yours. Yeah, we thank God for having read this session, and as you have seen, we did never cover it because it is a C. Yeah, this module was a C, and a C, it's like a drop. As he said, he gave us a little of what we could take because of the time, but we thank him for all he's done with his effort, and I hope that as we need him for the next time, he will be with us so as to complete this session. Brother, I hope when we need you, you will be here. Yeah. So we have learned so many, AY techniques shows the orderness of the club. From A point to the Z point that he been telling us, it shows orderness, the program, how things are well arranged. So let us ask God to help us to be well equipped as the soldiers of Christ. So as we started with a prayer, we would also end with a prayer. Brother Jonathan, you may come and pray as we close.
Let us pray. But allow me to pray in French. Nous te remercions, Seigneur, d'avoir permis que nous puissions nous retrouver ici pour ces moments. Merci pour notre frère, chef guide que tu as envoyé pour pouvoir nous former davantage sur ce que nous avons à endurer pour pouvoir arriver à nos objectifs. Veuille, Seigneur, s'il te plaît, le bénir abondamment, soit avec lui, soit avec nous aussi alors que nous allons nous séparer, et peut-être aussi avec les personnes qui sont en ligne et qui nous regardent. Sois béni du haut des cieux, c'est au nom de Jésus-Christ que nous prions. Amen.